Ever watched colleagues close deal after deal and wondered what secret formula they're using? Maybe you've convinced yourself that successful salespeople were simply born with a gift, the ability to charm anyone, close any deal, never hear the word no. Here's the truth. You need to forget about everyone else. Sales success starts and ends with you. But luckily, there's a bunch of proven principles that can help you get there. Today, we'll cover some of the principles that lead to sales success. You'll learn why taking ownership starts with your attitude, how friendship beats salesmanship when it comes to closing deals, why those crucial first 30 seconds of any conversation matter so much, and why building your social brand through daily outreach can literally generate sales while you sleep. Whether you're an entrepreneur struggling to land your first clients, someone considering a career switch into sales, or simply a professional who wants to become more persuasive and build stronger relationships, these principles will help you transform your outlook and put you on an upward trajectory toward success. Sound good? Then let's dive in. Let's start with an important truth right off the bat. People aren't afraid of failure. They just don't know how to succeed yet. The flip side is that success is completely within reach. You just have to take ownership of it, because nobody's going to hand it to you on a silver platter. So what are the actual rules for sales success? Well, there are several, 39.5 in fact, but here's a few of them. Maintain a positive attitude. Understand your customers and meet their real needs. Build relationships that last for years. Be sincere. Sell benefits, not features. Always follow up. Stay persistent. And then there's a rule that towers above all the others. Have fun. Because happiness, it's contagious. Let's dig deeper into that first rule about maintaining a positive attitude. If you think you're going to fail, guess what? You probably will. It's that simple and that powerful. So how do you actually flip that mental switch? Here are 3 strategies worth trying. First, commit to reading only positive books and materials for an entire year. Second, start ignoring the naysayers, those people who insist you won't manage or talk down to you. And third, begin helping other people without expecting anything in return. That last one might sound counterintuitive, but it transforms how you see the world. Now, when it comes to finding new customers, don't overlook the ones you already have. Your existing customers already know you, trust you, and use your products. You've done the hard work. Now sell them something new, offer them an upgrade, or expand into their other locations. It's the easiest opportunity sitting right in front of you. The same can be said for your friends. They already think you're great. And actually, more sales happen through friendship than through salesmanship. So while you're busy sharpening your sales techniques, get out there and make more friends. Start planning to meet your customers in friendly, relaxed settings, maybe at a ball game or a concert. Whether you're approaching new prospects or existing customers, you need to incorporate the wow factor into your approach. And here's where it gets personal. A lot of this depends on how wow you are yourself. Are you laser focused on your target? Are your dreams constantly present in your mind? Is there genuine passion radiating from your presentation? If you can honestly answer yes to these questions, your prospect will feel your belief. And that belief becomes infectious, meaning more sales. Imagine you're at a networking event and someone asks what you do. You've got about 30 seconds before their eyes glaze over. What comes out of your mouth in those crucial moments can make or break a potential sale. Here's the secret. Forget your job title. Nobody cares that you're a regional sales manager or solutions architect. Instead, focus on the benefits you deliver. Let's say you work in the temp industry. Rather than announcing, "I provide temporary staffing," try this. "I help businesses like yours maintain productivity by providing quality emergency workers when employees are sick." See the difference? You've just painted a picture of how you solve their problem. Here's where a lot of people mess up. They keep talking. After your 30-second commercial, switch gears completely. Start asking specific, engaging questions like, how do you currently handle quality control when team members are out? Now you're in a conversation, not a monologue. Only after understanding their needs do you make your actual pitch. Of course, all of this works exponentially better when prospects feel like they actually know you. That's where building rapport becomes your superpower. If you're engaging with a prospect on the phone, you've got just 15 seconds to state your purpose. Then and only then do you get personal. Use humor. Listen for details they drop and pick up on them. If you're meeting someone face to face, become a detective. Notice their clothing, jewelry, the car they drive, and if you're in their office, scan for awards and plaques. These are conversation gold mines. Ask questions and let your prospect talk about themselves. It's like magic. They'll start easing up almost immediately. Now you've built rapport and you're moving toward the close. This is when objections start flying. But here's the mindset shift you need. When a prospect says no, they're really saying, "You haven't sold me yet." Take the classic brush off. "I need some time to think about it." Don't retreat. Instead, respond with enthusiasm. "Great. Since you're thinking, that means you're interested." Then dig deeper to uncover the real objection. Do they think they can get a better deal elsewhere? Is the price too high? These are actual objections you can address and overcome. The prospects who object aren't rejecting you. They're asking you to give them a reason to say yes. So give them one. When a prospect starts asking questions about your product, things like availability or delivery times, they're basically waving a green flag at you. They're interested. You're close to sealing the deal. But here's where it gets tricky. How you respond to these questions can either close the sale or kill it. The golden rule: never, ever answer with a simple yes or no. Instead, flip their question back to them. They ask, "Is this model available?" You respond, "Is this the model you want?" They ask about delivery time. Counter with, "When do you need it delivered by?" It sounds almost too simple, right? But here's what happens. Once they answer your question, they've essentially closed the sale for you. They've just told you exactly what they want and when they want it. Now, sometimes that's not quite the end of the road. You might still need to follow up to get the deal across the finish line. So what's your move? Don't underestimate old school tactics. A handwritten note makes prospects feel like you actually care about them, because you do. Or invite them to tour your facilities, showing pride in what you've built. Send them a collection of glowing testimonials from happy customers. These touches matter. Remember when you were a kid begging your mom for candy? How many times did she say no before you finally wore her down? That's the exact energy you need when closing sales. Persistence isn't annoying, it's essential. But here's a warning. Don't get cocky. Even seasoned salespeople slip up and make rookie mistakes. They prejudge prospects based on appearance or the way they talk, instead of actually asking questions and listening. Or they pressure prospects to buy today, which screams desperation and signals you're worried they'll find a better deal elsewhere. But the worst mistake you can possibly make is to abandon the most important rule we've already covered: your positive attitude. When you stop believing in yourself, your prospects will stop believing in you too. It's a death spiral. Remember, sales success isn't some magical talent you're born with. It's not in your DNA. It's something you practice, execute, and eventually earn through repetition and commitment. The difference between mediocre salespeople and great ones: the great ones never stop working on the fundamentals. You know that old saying, "The customer is always right"? Yeah, that's complete nonsense. In reality, customers are wrong all the time. But here's the catch. You can absolutely never let them know this. When it comes to sales, keeping customers satisfied trumps being right every single time. So what do you do when a dreaded complaint lands on your desk? Take responsibility immediately, even when they're wrong, even when it's not your fault. Jump on it right away. When your customer is venting, listen actively. Show genuine empathy. Take detailed notes and repeat their concerns back to them so they know you heard every word. And whatever you do, don't blame anyone else or scramble for excuses. Just admit the mistake and pivot straight to finding a resolution. Here's the beautiful part. If you handle this process well, you might just turn an angry complainer into a customer for life. Now, complaints aren't the only thing that can deflate your sales team's momentum. That's where properly run sales meetings become your secret weapon. These gatherings should pump your team up through sharing wins, delivering training, offering encouragement, and collectively solving problems. Want to run a great sales meeting? Schedule it early in the morning when everyone's fresh. Create a clear agenda and actually stick to it. Include a lesson directly related to selling, and keep administrative points to an absolute minimum. This laser focus helps your team maintain that crucial positive attitude heading into the day and week. But there's another type of meeting that demands your attention: networking events. How do you maximize these opportunities instead of just awkwardly holding a drink in the corner? First, have a plan. Before the event, research who will be attending, define your objectives, and determine if you need backup from your team. Show up early. It's not about being overeager, it's strategic. Position yourself near the entrance at both the beginning and end. This lets you scope out who you want to target early on and catch anyone you missed as they're leaving. Finally, follow a 75-25 rule. Spend 75% of your time with new prospects and 25% nurturing existing relationships. This balance maximizes your selling potential while keeping your network strong and growing. In today's world, there's a new breed of salesperson emerging, and they're nothing like the stereotypical extroverted, high-energy go-getter you're picturing. These people go about things completely differently. Take Clarkson Jones, for example. He spent 7 years supervising heavy equipment operation at Carolina Asphalt. Nothing particularly sales-focused about that job, right? But here's what happened. During those 7 years, he built incredible product knowledge. So much so that he gained the ability to solve customers' problems instantly. And customers noticed. They started placing orders directly through him rather than going to the actual sales team. Eventually, Jones made the switch to sales himself, and guess what? He became hugely successful. So here's a question worth asking yourself. Is there a hidden salesperson in you? Maybe you work in production or sit in an office somewhere, but you've accumulated deep product knowledge over the years. Have you hit a pay ceiling and are hungry to earn more? And generally speaking, do you get along well with people? If you're nodding along to these questions, here's your next move. Talk to your sales manager first thing tomorrow morning. Seriously. Now, as we wrap up this summary, there's one more crucial topic we need to address: social media. It's continuously transforming the business world and the sales landscape along with it. So what do you need to do to stay ahead? You need a social brand that interconnects with your business brand and your personal brand, creating a unified presence that generates attraction and drives sales. But here's what really matters. While numbers look impressive, recommendations matter way more. A single recommendation from a credible source on LinkedIn goes way further than hundreds of generic connections. The same principle applies to positive ratings and comments. They provide proof of your product or service's actual value. To generate and nurture your social brand, you need to commit to daily outreach. Every single day, post something valuable across different platforms and encourage your connections to share it on their pages. Does this sound like a lot of work? Sure, at first. But once you've got the hang of it, it'll probably take less time than your morning bathroom routine. And if you do it right, you'll literally be generating sales while you sleep.